love Japanese food, but it's not just about sushi and raw fish. There are so many other dishes. I've been there and I think the food is amazing. I'm going to make a pork broth with udon noodles and shiitake mushrooms.
Well, I haven't been there and I'm most upset about that because I love Japanese food. Miso soup is my staple and all those pickles and daikon. I just can't wait to get into Japanese food. I'm going to make a teriyaki today and some pickled ginger.
Now, Janella, my udon soup needs a really hearty, tasty broth. That takes about an hour or so. So what I'm going to do is get that on first, and that'll be the mothership, the base of the udon noodle soup that'll just bring it all together. Now, you can use just about anything you want, chicken bones, fish bones, whatever you want to do, but I went down to the butcher shop, I grabbed some, a little bit of bacon. This is lovely pork belly. It's got the skin on it still, but you can take that off. It's got little bits of fat through the middle of it. Lovely meat. It's a cheaper cut, and it gives it great flavour. What we'll do is we'll pull the meat off it, you know, at the end and put that in the soup. So that goes into the bottom of it. The pork bones go on top of it, and I won't waste this. This will actually be part of the soup as well. Pop it in there. Some spices, some star anise, there's a couple of cloves in there, some cinnamon, you know, put the whole quill in there. Bay leaves, you know, you can use whatever you want with there. I've got a little bit of vinegar. I'll just put a little bit of that in there, which makes it nice. And you can get some mirin in there as well if you want, and some soy sauce. Japanese use low sodium soy, which, you know, it's got a great flavour, but it has a lot less salt in it, so it's a little bit lighter. I just pour that in there. I've got some garlic cloves, throw the whole garlic cloves in there, and I've got some ginger. And what I'll do with the ginger is just cut it, a few slices of that, and I'll just pop that into my stock pot there like that.
Oh, nice.
It's great to use packaged stocks and stuff, but if you get a chance to make your own, you'll really notice a difference. And all you need to do is just add some cold water to that, fill it up till it covers the bones. Now, if you wanted to use carrots and onions and all the other things that empty the fridge out, you can do that, but this will be enough to give it a really good flavour. Pop it on the gas.
High?
Pop it on a high heat. What we want to do is bring it up to the boil, and just before it boils, we turn it down so it actually simmers nice and gently. That'll take about an hour or so, which will give us time to make your dish.
Okay, I'm going to make some teriyaki. So what I've got here is, Adrian, do you have your meat board?
Yes, use this one. This is the official meat board for Good Chef, Bad Chef, right here. Let's throw it on there.
So I've got some beef here. And I'm going to get Adrian to slice it really finely.
That's not just beef, Janella. That's grass-fed Australian beef, and that's actually the rump.
Looks like beautiful quality to me.
It is.
So can you slice that really finely for me? And I'm going to make a teriyaki. So you can marinate anything this way. And it's super, super simple. You can do tofu or fish or chicken or beef. I've got soy sauce there.
Where did you put the rest of it? I thought... this little bit, okay. Only if you say so.
I'm putting vegetables in it. You only need 100 grams each. Yes, please.
That's perfect.
Okay, so about a tablespoon or two of tamari or soy sauce. If you're on a gluten-free diet, use tamari because that's got no wheat in it. Adrian, can you slice that up for me, please? Sure. Or Julianne, actually. And I've got some mirin here, which is a Japanese condiment, about the same amount, and garlic and ginger. That's it. Do you like that, Adrian?
That's simple, but the beef will have a lovely flavour. It's nice and tender, the rump. But just adding those a few little spices just make it oriental. Yep. You know, it's beautiful.
Let's get this on to cook.
Straight in there.
Yeah, go on. Let's put heaps of ginger in.
Oh, I love ginger.
Take garlic. Thanks, Adrian. I was just going to ask you to do that.
Oh.
Thank you. Okay, so let's cook a little bit of bok choy. So I've got some sunflower oil here. You can use olive oil, safflower, and quarter my bok choy and toss him in. And a quick stir around, it won't take long. 2 seconds.
It wilts in seconds, isn't it?
Yeah.
The best thing about that, the stem stays nice and crunchy, and the green leaves soften up like spinach. It's a beautiful vegetable.
Love bok choy. It was kind of the first one that became trendy in Australia, wasn't it?
That's right, yep.
And then choy sum and tatsoi.
And all these other fancy ones.
Oh, you can put a splash of soy in there for me, please.
Sure, just a tiny little bit?
Yep.
Okay. There we go.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Because we've got heaps on the marinade on the beef, haven't we?
Yep.
Okay. So, let's get this out. I want it quite chunky and quite firm still. I don't want it soggy, ever. You lose a lot of nutrients too.
It's got a great crunch on it. It's almost like a celery crunch to it. Beautiful.
Okay, Adrian, let's get that meat.
Straight in?
Yep. Come on, beef teriyaki.
There we go.
What did you call it, grain? Grass-fed.
Grass-fed, yeah. It's
What's the
beautiful.
difference?
Well, grass-fed's when the animal roams the fields and eats the grass like it was intended.
Free range.
Free range. Grain-fed is when they sometimes they put in feedlots and it's not as natural as grass-fed. Grass-fed's got a much better flavour to it, and you know what? The animals are happy. Can I give that a toss, Warren?
Yeah. So you want to look for grass-fed?
Grass-fed from the local butchers. That's what I do. I reckon that baby's done.
Do you?
Yeah, nice and seared, nice and rare. Just the way I like it. That's it.
The rice.
Straight over there. Beautiful. And Janelle, my mouth is watering for this one.
I thought you'd like this, Adrian.
There we go. You cooked this one for me, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I feel a bit mean.
You're just thinking there's only so much tofu he can eat. You know, I've got to give him some meat one day, didn't you?
Yeah, you might walk off the job on me and go, I've had it with her and her tofu. Okay, so let's just do a little bit of
Beautiful. That looks great.
spring onion, and so easy and quick. And it'll look... Feed your man meat.
There we go.
And some nice, beautiful, short grain organic brown rice.
In about 4 seconds.
So easy.
That's a clever looking little dish, isn't it?
Things I do for you.
Thank you.
Things I do.
Well, what we should do is just turn it around this way. So that the beef's on my side and the wholemeal rice is on your side.
Oh, I like how you look after me like that. A little bit of bok choy, a little bit of rice. And Janella's happy. Super easy, super healthy. Makes Adrian happy, gives him lots of energy because he's about to make up a big pork broth with udon noodles. Ready for it? Is it ready?
Soon.
This program proudly brought to you by Aussie Farmers Direct, delivering 100% Australian produce direct to your door.
This is lovely crisp spinach and I'd like to keep it that way. So what I'm going to do is grab a Viva towel, pop it into some water like this, give it a little squeeze and then open it up. There we go. All you need to do is pop it on top of your spinach like this, tuck it in, put it in the fridge, and this spinach will be crisp and ready to eat tomorrow. I've got my noodle soup ready to go. My stock's been simmering for about an hour or so. You can see it's got a lovely colour to it. That's from the soy and the meat cooking away. I'll taste it for you, Janella. But you can see it's a beautiful colour. It's nice and clear.
It smells really clean and fresh, but that is Japanese food, isn't it?
It is, it is. All you need to do when you want to strain your stock is you just do this. Just put this through the strainer there, and any little bits of star anise, if you might not want it in your soup, you can strain it really easy like this. And of course you can just pop it in the fridge, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to eat it straight away and make a noodle soup. So I'll take a little bit out of that, probably another soup spoon. And you just add that there, that should be enough there. Now what I did before is I got some of the dried shiitakes. See these dried shiitakes? About halfway through my stock I threw that in there and they puff up and give it a really sort of, you know, shiitake mushroom flavour to it.
Intense.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And I pulled my meat out just before and I've sliced up the pork belly into nice little slices.
Okay.
Rummaging through the fridge and I found some chicken, so I'll put that in there. But what I'll do is I'll put that aside for a second. Now, Janelle, if you can grab these carrots and just slice me little thin little rings of carrots.
You've got fresh shiitakes as well.
That's for the soup. What we're going to do now is bring it all together with a beautiful, beautiful sort of ingredients in the soup. So we'll get some carrots in there.
Adrian, or thicker?
That's perfect. And I'll let you leave the skin on. It's all right. There we go. So I've got some of the bok choy that I had from you before, and I've got some of these baby snow peas, and all I'm going to do is slice them into little diamonds, so they're like that. And the shiitake mushrooms, you might as well throw that in as well.
Excuse me?
Beautiful. And what I'll do is it'll just cook it a little bit in the actual broth. You could boil it in water if you wanted to, but when you cook it in the broth, it just brings all the flavour together.
For sure. Lovely.
There we go. And I guess even get some onion, just a little bit of thin onion. Now, it won't cook all the way through, but it'll give it a lovely flavour. Now, those spring onions, if you can slice them on an angle for me.
See, if they did recipes like this in those little cheap takeaway places, wouldn't everyone be happy?
Well, maybe I should open a cheap takeaway place. What do you think?
In your spare time.
Maybe not. I'll throw all that in there. Now, what I'm going to do is...
Diagonal?
Yeah, perfect. I'm gonna boil some water with some vinegar, and I'm gonna poach an egg. So I'll put a little bit of, I've got apple cider vinegar, white vinegar, whatever you want to use. It doesn't really matter. But I've got my pot simmering away, and this is how you poach the perfect egg. Turn the water around like that. Grab your egg, bang it on the bench here, and just open it straight into the centre there like that, and that'll curl around. You see that? And you'll get a perfectly poached egg. That'll take about, about a minute or so.
And the vinegar, give it a good hit of vinegar.
The vinegar's the thing that sort of brings it together and gets it to coagulate in a ball. So what I'll do now is I've got some noodles, and all you do is you can buy any sort of noodles you want. Udon noodles are the best. And what I did with these is poured some boiling water over the top of them, let them sit for about 4 or 5 minutes, and then puff up, wash them under some cold water just to cool them down. And, they're perfect. They're just like this, so they're cooked already. So I put a little bit into my bowl.
You can use buckwheat noodles if you're on a gluten-free diet. You can use quinoa noodles too.
I love buckwheat noodles.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do with this is build it up. I'm just going to put some of this spinach on top of it. And because the spinach is going to cook with the broth, I'm just going to pour the hot broth on top of it. And these vegetables, I want a lot of crunch there, so I don't want any, overcook the vegetables.
The Japanese use so many greens, it's great.
Put that on there. I'm going to add just a tiny little bit of soy sauce to just to that as the base. And it's ready to go. All I'm going to do now, my egg's nearly ready. So I'll just turn that down a little bit. I've got my ladle, and you can see my vegetables and my mushrooms are all ready. They're just, I reckon they've still got a bit of crunch to them, but they're ready to go. And as I pour that on top there like that, all the veggies are on there, and it actually heats up the noodles, softens all the green vegetables so they're ready to go.
Brothy soups, love them.
Look at that. And what I'll do now, for the last bit, if you can pass me that meat there.
Oh, I forgot about the meat.
Oh.
And it keeps going.
I'll put a little bit of this pork on the side here, a couple of nice ribs over here, a little bit of this chicken in the middle there. There we go.
I reckon there's some people at home salivating right now.
At home? I'm salivating here. And what I'll do is just pour some of this broth over the top of it like that, just to give it a little bit of a heat to flash it up. There we go, beautiful. Pour that on top of there. And then my poached egg, let me turn that off. That off there.
Oh, and the egg, that's right.
I forgot about that one. I had a little sneaky egg, and all I do is put it on top of it. It's beautiful, nice and soft, just the way I want it. When I break into it, I actually want, it to fall apart and mix in with the soup.
Oh, yum.
And I put it on the tea towel as well, which takes away all the liquid. You know when you get poached eggs and the toast is always soggy?
You could use a paper towel for that.
You could use a paper towel, but I had a cloth there. Yeah. Pop that baby on top there like that. Now I've got some of those toasted sesame seeds.
That's what you've been doing all morning.
There we go. Yeah, I've been busy all morning. Put that on top there like that, and some of these beautiful spring onions that you've chopped for me like that, all over there.
That I've chopped so beautifully.
Fantastic. Look at that. I reckon that's a beautiful looking udon noodle soup with a lot of stuff in there just to make it delicious.
Estrogen. There's the good guys and the bad guys. The bad guys come from pollutants, things like fertilisers and herbicides that we spray our fruit and vegetables with. It's not easy to avoid those all of the time. The good guys come from plant sources, things like cabbage and pumpkin and pomegranates and plums, even all of these soy products. So be sure to eat those 3 or 4 times a week. If the balance gets out of whack, you'll find your hormones are going a bit nuts, and then you're going to go a bit nuts.
There we go, look at that.
It's beautiful, Adrian.
Beautiful. So, and I brought along some chili and soybean paste for my my nice little piece of pork.
I love shiitake mushrooms.
When they're fresh like that, the Japanese use a lot of fresh shiitakes, and the Chinese use a lot of dried shiitake in their cooking. But, use a bit of both, it doesn't really matter. How's that for a piece of pork?
Oh, look at that. That whole piece went in your mouth in one go.
That's a small one.
Oh, can I do the egg?
Yep, all yours. And the broth is great.
Yeah.
Nice and gooey, and you mix that through the noodles, and I said that's what I'm here for. Look at these noodles.
That's what I'm here for.
Now, in Japan, it's okay to slurp noodles, so here goes.
Is it okay to drop them and be an absolute pig?
That's okay too, as long as you eat them all.
I don't really like udon noodles. They're a bit fat and stodgy for me. So maybe get the,
Here you go. That's delicious. What do you think of that?
Buckwheat udon. Let me taste your broth.
Love it. Now I'm going to make you a soba noodle salad that you're going to love next.
Really?
Yep.
Great, and I'm going to make some pickled ginger.
I love noodles, and there are so many different types udon noodles are great for soups, and soba noodles, fantastic for those salads. And if you want to do a stir fry, something quick, a rice noodle or even a Hokkien noodle is fantastic. The best thing about noodles, they're very cheap. They're very filling, very quick to cook, and of course, tasty.
I'm a big fan of ginger. I know you are too.
I'm waiting for it, yeah.
But I don't know if I like all the stuff they've put into the commercially prepared one, so I've gone about inventing my own recipe. I've got about 5 roots of ginger here that I've peeled. Adrian, let's go to work.
Let me slice it up.
As fine as possible.
Okay.
Let's go. Okay, that gives you a good workout.
There we go, beautiful. The fingers smell good, don't they?
Beautiful. I have a little bit of water here. So in goes the ginger. I'm just going to blanch it for 10 seconds, just to soften it a little bit. So great for you. Eat it all the time.
Now, the liquid, the water left over, you could use that if you wanted to, or is it too sharp? Tea,
no,
beautiful.
Let's drink it as tea.
I'd call that a torture tea, but that's all right.
Would you?
No, I wouldn't. It'd be hot. It'd be really hot, but I'd drink it. You know what? It wouldn't be I wouldn't be the thing I would choose off the shelf, but I would drink it because I know it would be very, very good for me. That's why I call it a torture tea.
I actually like it. I love ginger tea. 10, 9, 8, 10, 10.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, yum. See, I just love that.
Should I get some teacups now?
Yeah, we'll wait till it cools down a little bit. Adrian, could you grab me some paper towels, please?
Sure.
Yum, I can't wait to get into that. Slice of lemon. All's good in the world.
There we go.
Okay, thank you. I might put it in there, like that, and we'll just pat it dry a little bit.
Or make a little blanket for it and just tuck it in like that. Is that beautiful? Perfect.
So back in. This is how you do pickled ginger. It's quite exciting, isn't it?
Tip it in?
Yep.
Oh, it's hot. There we go.
Okay, what I've got here, sorry, Adrian, is 1 tablespoon of honey instead of all that sugar.
It's all right. I love honey, my favourite sweetener.
Is it?
Yeah, second is now agave, and then apple syrup, but
Rice syrup.
rice syrup, that's it.
He's trying. 1/2 cup of sake.
Beautiful.
Okay, and I'm going to give that a little stir. And we're just going to leave that to marinate for 10 minutes. That's it.
And you can store that in the jar in the fridge. Once it's pickled like that, you can store it forever almost, couldn't you?
Yeah, I reckon. It'll just get better and better, wouldn't it? Okay, let's leave that in there and let it get to know each other. I'm going to put that on to simmer for about 20 minutes, maybe 30, until your salads are ready to eat.
It'll take a little while, but come back and we'll have it all ready to go.
Whether you're cooking up a storm or just whipping up a quick snack, here's a prize that's going to make life in the kitchen easier and tastier.
Pour that into there.
The leaders in small kitchen appliances, Magimix and Barmix, are giving you the chance to win one of 3 prize packs, valued at up to $1,777. Every prize includes a Magimix Vision see-through toaster, a Magimix 4200XL food processor, and a Barmix Swiss line stick blender. To enter, simply send in your signature recipe to this address. Good luck.
This program proudly brought to you by new Weight Watchers Pro Points, the biggest innovation in 15 years. Join today.
Adrian, this is looking great. Buckwheat noodles, I can eat this.
Nice and healthy, gluten-free, just for you. And all you need to do is, I've just blanched them in some water, so they've been in there for 5-6 minutes or so, taken them out, refreshed them in cold water, and then put them in my bowl here. And what I'm going to do to that is add some shiitake mushrooms that I've sliced. I've got some cucumber here that I've diced up beautifully. Pop that on top there. Now some chilli. I've loved some nice little strips of chilli that I've mixed in here.
Pretty.
A salad like this is all about, you know, making it look nice and pretty, and I spent a little bit of time chopping up the vegetables. I've chopped a lot of vegetables in my day, so I know how to make it look all pretty. But you just sort of stack it up like this, throw it all on, and I've got some of this nori sheets that I've shredded as well. So I'll put that on top of there like that. And then of course,
Adrian.
And then of course some fresh ginger on top of there, some low sodium soy on top of there, and I've got some mirin, which is nice and sweet and thick, and that gives a lovely flavour. Now the soba noodles are just going to soak all this dressing up, and that's what'll make them taste nice. I've got a little bit of rice wine vinegar here. It doesn't really matter what you use, whatever. I've got some toasted sesame seeds, which I love, and that just makes it nice and pretty on top there. Look at that. I love toasted sesame seeds. Even when you get like a baguette or something, or French stick, you know, with those sesame seeds that toast on the top, that's the best part.
Love them.
And I've got some deep fried shallots, and what I'll do is I'm just going to mix that around a little bit and loosen it up, and, you know, so make sure that all the dressing gets in there.
And those noodles are pretty delicate because there's no gluten in them, so you can't go tossing them around. They're just going to break.
Exactly. So it'll be nice and gentle like that. But I had a taste of those noodles. They're really filling.
Yeah.
There's a lot there, so this will probably feed maybe, you know, maybe me and you, because I'll have a big serving. So I'll just take that off. Excuse my fingers, but this is just for us, and I'll put that there like that. There we go. It looks nice and pretty, doesn't it?
It looks like a Janella salad.
It's a Janella. That's perfect size for you. I mean, I'll have this one and you can have that.
Okay, that's mine.
But it looks delicious like that.
It needs some coriander.
Fresh herbs would be lovely. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Just a couple of the sprigs. I could have chopped this and mixed it up, but I'll just put a nice little bit.
Options are endless.
You know, and the coriander gives it a nice flavour. It's nice and fresh, so it sits nice and high. And oh, look at that.
Want a drizzle?
Oh, I want a little. There we go. Look at that. Ah, oh, fantastic. And can I take a couple of those pieces?
Yeah.
And I'll put a couple of these pieces. Oh, that's hot. Just a couple of pieces.
Cooperation.
Right underneath there. So you've got the aroma of that pickled ginger as it sits down in front of you. Look at that.
Pretty happy about that lunch for me, Adrian. I made you... Sometimes I make you some meat things. Sometimes you make me some veggie things.
There we go. Look at that. Beautiful.
Beautiful pickled ginger. Keep that in your fridge, and every time you go to eat something like that, just add it on as a condiment. Your digestion, your circulation, your arthritis will be very happy you've got that in the fridge. Very happy with you, Adrian Richardson.
There we go. Healthy meals. Even I can cook them.
Yeah, you just choose not to, mostly.
I like the meat. But the pork was lovely. The pork soup was lovely. The noodles were the noodles. This is the dish that Janella can eat the whole thing without having to pick around the meat. I've got to try your ginger.
Loving that. It's light, it's tasty. It's good that you showed people how to do it because you can just throw whatever you want in, like tofu, fish.
Chicken, meat, pork, whatever you want. Bacon, even if you really want to get crazy. But I'm getting crazy.
Yeah.
But it was quick to cook, you know. It doesn't take that long to cook the noodles, and it was just assembling everything, you know. If you've got all the ingredients there.
Have it all prepared.
Now, try your ginger.
Japanese food is a very healthy diet, and it's very yummy, and it just takes a little bit of preparation. So, experiment.